Ah. Wow. 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 Ah. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Daily Peak. I am doing fine, like overall. Like I'm not doing bad or anything, but you know, just kind of vibing. I'm very normal. Yeah. My thing is saying Botrix has joined the channel, but for some reason it's okay. Yep, it's on the YouTube now. All right. Yeah, welcome back everybody. I'd start the Daily Peak if it wasn't for the fact that my meds are out. Cuz it's a Monday and that means I got a refill. Also, I have my stuffed pig. Yeah. Oh shit. Oh shit. Ohayo gozaimasu? Ohayo gozaimasu? Is that good morning? It, I'm curious if I got that pronunciation anywhere close to right. But hi Digi, good morning. I gotta refill my meds. I was doing that. I was just doing that. Ohayo gozaimasu. Ohayo gozaimasu? Ohayo gozaimasu? Probably. I feel like I'm close. I'm probably close. Alright, that is my daily depression med. One of my anxiety meds. Ohayo gozaimasu. I'm gonna like pronounce it every way I know how to before. I got it. The last U is typically dropped in day-to-day speech. Waited for after the ads. The delay is not 1.5 minutes. Good. Ohayo gozaimasu. Ohayo gozaimasu. I'm so good at languages. Okay, that's my anxiety med. Sorted. Wow. Uh, Meth. Parentheses, it's not actually meth, it's just my ADHD meds. Which, artificial scarcity in the US, by the way. Because it's technically a controlled substance or whatever. Like, enough of it is produced for everyone to have enough. But the US has, like, import limits on how much you can bring in. Because technically, the government classifies it as importing methamphetamines. And we're way too hard on drugs over here. So, like, I get it, but like, uh, our society was founded by the Puritans. I know this. Conservative sentiments are gonna be present, whether I want it to or not. But like, jeez. Like, we're only 200 years out. And like, America's gotten real big in that 200 years, but it's only like 200 years removed for the Puritans. So, like, I get why there are a lot of conservative sentiments hovering about. I don't like them, though. Ugh. I'm very awake. I'm sure you guys can tell. Yeah. Anyway, I've refilled my meds. I should probably take my meds. With a Glacier Burst Lost and Found energy drink. Alrighty. Well, down the hatch with my meds. If you guys have meds, I recommend you take yours as well. Bleh. Ohayou gozaimasu. I feel like I've heard that phrase before, so my brain was able to adapt it quicker. I probably have heard that phrase before. Good morning is a really common thing to say, I would imagine, in most languages. I took my, like, meds, and now I'm taking my vitamins. You know, I am still on the floor. I don't know if you guys could tell. But it is actually proving surprisingly useful. Because now I have my desk at kind of like eye height. And also, I can reasonably access the floor. So I have like another desk, basically. That's kind of how that works, I think. But yeah. All right. I'm awake and aware and alive. I'm gonna go ahead and boot up the game. And also, I am hopefully getting back into Vintage Story in the near future. Because I found this fun server. The Shadow Realm is what it calls itself. I'm realizing that my mic input is like the same as the game. I'm going to turn down the game as opposed to turning up my mic, because my mic is already boosted by 2 decibels. But yeah, I'm getting back into Vintage Story, hopefully. Um, yeah. I am on the European server of the Shadow Realm. Um, One of the prospectors recommended it to me, but they are on the American server because they are also an American. It would make more sense for me to be on it at the moment, but the European server is smaller, and my brain likes that better. Plus, some of the other prospectors are also on the European server, so you know we've divided up a bit. Divide and conquer. Except the prospectors on the American server aren't actually. Yeah. For social computation graph. Because I can't go through all of my pencils. I need to only use some of my pencils when I'm doing my graphs. But yeah. Also, generally speaking, I feel like when I try to connect to European servers, it's like fine. But when Europeans try to connect to American servers, their computers end up coughing up like fire and dying. So, you know, I can make the sacrifice, I think. Oh, I know I had food earlier. I had some like pizza or whatever, because we still have that left over. I don't know if it was recent enough that I should go get something else to eat because I had my meds. I'll get a granola bar after stream. And hopefully that'll be fine. I don't actually know. It's even more fun when there's 3 of you and you're evenly spaced around the planet. Ah! I've had that before, in case you couldn't tell from the croaking that my body emitted. Just without my input. Bargaining stage of grief. Pirate gets it. I think. I don't actually know what pirate's referring to. But yeah. Cries of anguish for sure. Yeah. Yeah, anyway. I'm gonna be hopping on the... It's currently in beta, I believe? That was referring to the granola bar? Oh, okay. That makes sense. But yeah, I'm gonna be hopping on the Shadow Realm Vintage Story server after this. It's currently in its like beta test era because they use a lot of custom code. So they need to do a lot of testing between their like seasons, which makes sense. Um yeah. So I applied for the beta test because they want a lot of people on it, so I got approved almost immediately. Um, Despite being an American trying to join the European server. Uh, but also, I do have a history of tech just kind of working out for me. Which does mean that I make a bad beta tester. Is when stuff just kind of works, including in scenarios where it maybe shouldn't, you don't get good data. Netcode might blow up due to increased latency. Yeah, maybe. But yeah, once again, things have a tendency of just working out for me tech-wise. Which becomes a problem if I'm trying to test anything. Because I'm like magic or something. And computers like me. So, like, you know. Yeah, apparently they're testing out some kind of tech tree system, which I haven't seen done in Vintage Story before. So, I'm curious. I'm excited. We'll see how it goes. They're also temporarily, I think, giving up on X skills. The machines bow down to their queen. A heart emoji. I like to think of it more as a communist situation, but yeah. I get leeway. It's, I don't know, it's the same brain rot that led me to make the Prospectors Guild how it is. But it's like, yeah, no, this is a leaderless system. The Prospectors Guild has spokespeople that people can talk to, and it makes them feel better about having talked to someone who is nominally in charge. But I'm not in charge. Everyone manages themselves. I just can yell at people really loud. It's just the communications department. I can't order anyone to do anything. I don't have that authority. I do remember that being a fun... There's an old Windows game called Creatures. It doesn't run well on modern Windows, nor through Wine on Linux. To get it to run, you had to install Windows 95 onto a DOS box. That's wild. Okay. That's fucking groovy, I guess. Like... Damn. Anyway, yeah. One of the notable, like, funny things that did happen several times with the Prospectors is people would come to me and it's like, hey, can you order your Prospectors to do X? Because I need help with this thing. And I have to sit them down and very carefully explain what communism is. Or what anarcho-communism is. It's like, I hope you... This is not a command economy. This is... I don't do authoritarianism. explicitly working in a leaderless system here. You talk to me because I am a designated spokesperson, and I can communicate that information widely. It's like, hey, X or Y is looking for assistance with Z. And, like, the prospectors will, on their own initiative, turn up and help you out. And, you know, in addition to fulfilling their responsibilities to the guild to keep getting everyone resources so we can continue living with a high standard. It worked very well, actually. But yeah, people seemed to think that I could order things to happen. I keep getting a lot of doubles happening. And like, no, I've very explicitly set this whole situation up so no one can order anything. I am considered a respected individual in the group. I have some level of seniority that I have had to train out of people. But like, you know... I can't do shit. That's the point. Like, there was also a situation wherein some of the prospectors, just kind of as an independent little side group, organized a strike on a group that they were informed was made up of a lot of racists or whatever. It turned out they harbored them briefly towards the beginning of the server, but the group that they had managed to target was actually just, like, fine. So they did accidentally raid a compound full of people who did absolutely nothing wrong. Mostly because a lot of the people in there had, like, annoyed several people personally over the past. But it was like, ah, shit. It's one of those things where it's like, can you reprimand these people? And I have to sit there and be like, no, that's the point. I can express that this is against the ideals that we have founded the guild on, but I can't do much more than that. We all kind of have to collectively agree on any kind of consequence structure. So no, there's no punishment lever I can pull to make you feel better. I'm sorry. That is what it, like, is when the people ask about that. It's, they want me to pull the punishment lever so they can feel better about a bad thing having happened to them. And it's like... that's not a lever that I have. I'm going to advertise that I don't have that. Like, we don't do that here. And, like, it complicates things, but as long as you're recruiting to... Yeah, basically, it boils down to, hey, have you tried asking them? I've had to say that a lot of times. In a lot of cases, I am just kind of a middleman. Because people want to talk to a leader and get an organization to, like, act as a whole. So they ask me to do something, and I'm like, I'll see what I can do, I guess. And, we have, like, a conversation in a Discord server wherein I need to talk to 80 different people. Or, you know, reach out to the specialists in whatever task that they are requiring that, you know, inevitably live alongside everyone else in the prospectors because we hire from a diverse group. It is not just literally prospecting. It's quite a bit. Damn. I hope you got a gift back from hell. Alright, what's the purple one do? God damn it again! No. No. I can't see anything. Bleh. But yeah. I do... Oh, you were talking about school? Yeah, it happens. But yeah. I am vibing. Yep, it'd be like that. Digi's right. Oh, good that I didn't try to progress any further. I don't want to stumble into the death cloud, which I was apparently like 3 paces away from entering. But yeah, I can't wait to like restart the prospectors on this new server though. We don't have enough people to hit the minimum. Truly great idea to pause. Yeah. We don't have the minimum number of people required to found a guild in this new server. Because our people are split across the EU and NA servers. But like we'll get there. It's not usually a particularly difficult yeah. It's not usually a particularly difficult sell to get people to join the prospectors. So I don't know, if anyone on stream wishes to join the Prospectors Guild. We're on the EU half of a vintage story server. I can send links. I will say Vintage Story is a game that I have no idea how to pirate. Like, I do not know. There doesn't seem to be any reliable way to do it. It's not a particularly expensive game, but, like, I had a friend once who could pirate the game, and then lost access to that route, and as far as I can tell, has not figured out how to do it since. So, yeah. It is one of those, sadly, you do have to buy it. But it is full-on indie dev shit. Like, it's a solid... The developer is just one guy. Not one guy, but, like, it is a small organization. It is a guaranteed indie situation. They don't even use Steam. They would probably be a lot more successful if they were on Steam, but they have their own website. Which I think is kind of cool. Heart emoji. to be fair, being in a better community would definitely make the game more enjoyable. Because, like, Mound Makers wasn't great. Just because I managed to make a lot of friends there does not mean that the environment was great. I'm just like an extremophile bacteria. I legit do think I have some extremophile bacteria tendencies. Because I've, I've, I, as a person who lives in America, didn't vibe with the core mechanics, that's fair. But as a person who lives in America, I have developed the unique adaptation of preferring artificial foods over natural ones. So the more fake something tastes, the more my brain likes it. And not even in a way of like, oh yeah, they've loaded this with sugar. Like in a separate way of like, no, this tastes like chewing plastic, and I like that. I think it is the latent cat instincts within me that drive me to chew plastic. Okay, well, let's see what these mushrooms do. Yellow is slow fall. This feels familiar. Gotta hide your wires. Heart emoji. You don't have to do that. I can be trusted around cables. But yeah, it's a wild taste to have, because it's one of those things where it's like, I know I am trying to get to Europe for like my own safety and things, but I do know it will take me so long to acclimate to the food there, because none of it's got high fructose corn syrup. Because they like care about their people over there. So they don't like allow it in the food. Ooh, okay. And it's like, that's fair. It's better for you if you don't allow it. That's like my favorite ingredient. High fructose corn syrup is my best friend. We went to high school together. You know, I almost married high fructose corn syrup. If it wasn't for the incident. Oh! Ow. Okay. That's not great. Huh. Huh. So that's where I was earlier. Hell yeah. You gotta tell me how, because I've considered just taking a bunch of plastic wrap with me. Wait, hold on. Wait. This isn't where I landed. I landed lower. There was... Wait. Did I clip through the floor? God damn it. The game's out to get me today. Soul performing witchcraft. Really? I really am. I was right, there is a puff here. Oh my god, I was so close to stepping on that. Yeah, no, I do a little witchcraft. Technomancy arch. Sadly, I cannot arch. It's a medical condition called, severe I do not arch, sadly. My spine might move in here, but you can't tell. That's poison. That's a spider. That is a spider. Alright, good thing I didn't run into that. Okay, I may need to use the Book of Bones as a heat item here, because that's not looking pretty. We can all agree that ain't looking pretty, right? Also, isn't the main way that I got over this vine previously by exploiting a combination of slow fall and quick climb? I don't know if I have enough stamina to make this climb otherwise. I guess I can try. Like, I can get most of the way down it? Okay, no, yeah. As long as I have a full stamina bar going into it, yes, that's a doable climb. That is not a spore puff. That is a bomb puff. I shouldn't run into that. I for sure did clip through the floor, yeah. Like, totally. I'm glad we all agree, because you could have gaslit me there, and I probably would have believed you guys because my memory's bad. I mean, fuck. Yesterday, I did the Daily Peak twice, so... Oh. I thought that was a brown luggage, but it was just a stump. Ah, shit. No energy to gaslight, still booting up. Good. That keeps me safe. I will note, the only item I have right now is the flare. And that's it. That's 100% of my inventory, is the flare. Okay, now I also have fortified milk. And a medicinal root. So I'm invincible now, actually. For like 3 seconds, but still, that's more than previously. More invincibility than I had a couple minutes ago. Gel fungus. Okay. I'm immortal. Ah, wind at my back. I will note, I've heard some people, Root's incredibly fair to criticize for its, excessive difficulty. Compared to the other biomes, the Roots is like the difficulty that the Caldera should be. Roughly, you know? And the Caldera is easy as shit. Like, difficulty-wise, you should switch those two around, but they don't work thematically. Anyway. Of all of the, like, difficulty critiques, I have seen a lot of people who are like, man, the wind is fucking bullshit. You gotta be, like, right prepared or whatever. And they do not seem to realize that the wind can be as much a benefit as it can be a hindrance. Because if you have the wind at your back, you can, like, basically climb for free. Because it presses you against the wall. Ow. Bad example. Bad example. But, like in other circumstances, there are times you can use it to basically climb for free. That wasn't one of those times, apparently. I've learned that. I've grown. I've moved on. But, like, there are times when the wind is very helpful. Shut up. Shush. Shush your mouth. Alright. Welp. Given that I have died off, I'm gonna say that is it for today's Daily Peak. I appreciate everyone's viewership. Please don't make fun of me too hard. And I will see all of you guys next time. Bye. Oh wait, I tried to close OBS with the stream still active. That's the wrong button.